They called it the Eagle, and on July 20th, 1969, two men stepped onto another world. Every child learned the names Armstrong and Aldrin. Every history book remembers a president's challenge fulfilled. But behind those few famous figures were thousands of faces in fluorescent-lit rooms, hands tracing circuits and equations, voices arguing over tolerances and test schedules. This is the story of the hidden heroes of Apollo, the unsung engineers whose quiet brilliance made the moon landing possible. Imagine a lab where a tiny switch could decide life or death. Engineers wrestled with problems no one had solved before. How to land a spacecraft on uneven terrain. How to navigate across a vacuum with a computer less powerful than a modern wristwatch. How to keep humans alive in temperatures that fluctuate by hundreds of degrees. They designed guidance systems that could find a parking orbit and then guide a fragile descent stage to a boulder-free patch of lunar soil. They invented fail-safes and redundancy schemes so that a single point of failure would not doom a mission. Among them were women who calculated trajectories, drafting tables filled with handwritten equations, technicians who soldered connections finely tested by tiny probes, contractors across the country who coordinated component by component into a single, functioning machine. They argued through sleepless nights, refined models until margins were sufficient, and learned to accept uncertainty as a working condition. Their notebooks, memos, and test reports became the scaffolding upon which Apollo stood. What they shared was less glory and more discipline, a culture of rigorous review, relentless testing, and meticulous documentation. When an oscillation threatened a guidance computer or a fuel valve stuck in a simulator, it was these engineers who found workarounds, wrote new procedures, and trained astronauts to respond calmly. The moon landing was a human achievement and an engineering triumph. Remembering the names on the plaque honors the mission. Remembering the anonymous hands that built it honors what made that moment possible. Not just a step on the moon, but the culmination of countless invisible labors on Earth.